Welcome back to another video with Country Cuisine. Today I got something very special for y'all. We're gonna do salmon BLTs. Let's get it. All right, so I got everything laid out for the BLT. I got my bacon already pre-cut. I got my lettuce. I got my tomato. I got the star of the show. Got my salmon already pre-washed and cleaned up. And I'm gonna add a little onion to mine. I'm a big onion guy, so I'm gonna add some onion to it. And I'm only using one seasoning today. I'm using Tony's Spices and Herbs seasoning. It's great for blackening. You wanna know how I know? It says on the can. Let's go. I'm gonna start with my bacon. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this bacon in. I cut it so that it can fit in the pan. And this bacon here has a good amount of fat on it, so it's gonna render down a good bit. But a little thing that I like to do to my bacon is when I add it in, I like to add water to it. The only thing this does is helps kind of like cook the fat some, kind of cook it before it actually fries. So it's gonna render a lot of the fat out, and then it's gonna keep it from splashing. You know, bacon has a lot of grease and splash, so the water is gonna cut down on the grease splash. And for the bread, I'm gonna use this brioche bread. It's pretty good for when you're making pretty good big sandwiches like this. They brown up real good and I don't get real soggy. So I got my bacon going. Got these buttered up with a little oil in the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and put these on. I'm gonna season my salmon up. All right, I'm gonna get my salmon seasoned up. Hit it with a little olive oil and my Tony's. Make sure you put a lot when you blackening salmon or any protein really. A lot of it's gonna come off in the skillet when you're cooking. So make sure you put enough seasoning on there. Season both sides of your food because you're gonna eat both sides of your food. So flip them over. Hit it again with the seasoning. It's the only seasoning you're gonna need. So get it like this. Pat it down. And then just let it sit until you're ready for it. All right, this is what I was talking about. You can see the fat is starting to come out of the bacon from the water. So it's pretty much cooking the bacon right now. And once the water cooks out, it's just going to be the fat at the bottom. You're going to crisp it up. Got that bread nice and toasted for y'all. Check it out. That's how you want it. All right, my bacon is all done. As y'all see, it cooked down and all the grease is at the bottom. So this is your finishing product. I'll go ahead and put this on my paper towel. Let the excess grease drain from it. But this is how I've been doing my bacon for a while. It takes a little longer than usual, but your house is not really smoky. You don't have grease popping everywhere. It's a clean cook, and y'all should try it out. We're not gonna let this bacon grease go to waste. This is the perfect thing to cook with. I'm gonna add a little bit to my pan right here. I'm gonna drop my salmon in. When you got your stainless steel, make sure it's smoking like this. It's gonna keep it from sticking. So go ahead and add my salmon. That's what I was telling y'all about how the seasoning comes off when you're doing blackening. So that's why I put enough seasoning on there. Gonna give this a couple minutes. I'm gonna flip it. Gonna hit it with that glaze. All right, while my salmon is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and get this bread ready because we ain't wasting no time today. First, I'm gonna start with the best mayo you can find, Blue Plate mayo. Make sure you get you some. I'm gonna start with this, a nice amount on my bread. Make sure you get you a good layer of it. You never put too much of this. All right, after that, hit it with my lettuce. And my tomato. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that with the same seasoning I used on the salmon. The Tony spices and herbs. I'm gonna hit it with a couple of onions, red onions. And if you speak Spanish, cebolla rojas. And now we're just waiting on the salmon. The most important thing besides the salmon is the bacon. That's the BLT. I see people look, they'll put 2 pieces of bacon. You gotta put the bacon on there, man. If you're gonna do it right. We're gonna stack that up. Boom. Now you can eat it like that. That's perfect. A nice BLT. But we're gonna finish it off with that salmon. And we're gonna be ready to go. All right. A way for you to know that your fish is ready to flip, not just your fish, but any meat that you're cooking, is if you can shake it and it's not sticking. That means it got a good crust down at the bottom and it's ready to flip. So we're gonna go ahead and do this first one. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect. Good color on it. We'll flip this other one real quick. Whoa, now get up in there. There we go. That's what we're looking for. A good blackening color. I love to support my local businesses, my local brands. And this honey right here is made here in Mississippi. Oklahoma River, right in Summerall, Mississippi. So I'm gonna glaze my salmon with this. It's gonna be a honey garlic glaze. So I got a piece of crushed garlic, 1 clove. I'm gonna add that in there. And I'm gonna hit that salmon with this honey. Just like that. Then we got our little oil. I'll add a little bit right there. And we're just gonna baste. So move your salmon up to the top. All you do is tilt your pan, get all your good fat, garlic, and honey mixed down up in there like that. And basting is pretty much picking it up and just putting the glaze on top like that. So I'm gonna do that. We'll let it sit for a couple minutes, and we're gonna be ready to put it on that bread. All right, with the honey, it gets the glaze pretty thick, so you can just slowly baste this. Just let the glaze really get into the salmon. Got a nice color to it. Infused with that honey and garlic. Y'all better try this. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and check the temp on my salmon. It should be 145 degrees. 147, 150. All right, I can work with that. You cook your salmon to your liking. I like mine well done. It's almost ready. I'm gonna let it sit a couple more minutes. I'm gonna put it on that bread. It's time to go. All right, I'm ready to plate. I'm gonna get this salmon. Get that right there. A little bit extra of that glaze on the top. I'm telling y'all gotta try this out. Got to. Look at it. The honey glaze on there. Perfection. Now to my favorite part. We're gonna test this thing out. Mm, the country way. Thank y'all for joining me again. Today we did our Salmon BLTs. If you got any questions, leave it in the comment box below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And we out.